Hello friends, it's Hattie from Honeybee Stampers. Look what I just got in the mail. I am in love with it, and so I thought, let me go live and share it with all my customers and friends. This is the new Stampin Up Stampin Cut and Emboss machine, and it is so pretty. So I wanted to share with you guys what this machine is all about and maybe even do a little bit of a demo. So this is a new machine that Stampin' Up! Just came out with, and let's first mention how pretty this label is on it. It's kind of a brushed silver, and it's a compact machine, really sleek design that they've come up with here. And I've got my camera kind of close, but hopefully you guys will be able to see it with no problem. But the machine actually is compact so that the sides come up. So I'm going to show with you guys, let's see here, I'll turn it to the side and open it up so you can see. The platforms open up and they do click into place. So don't feel like when you do start working with this that there's something wrong with it, because it clicks. And even when you go to close it, it makes kind of a loud sound. So makes it so much more portable than the machine that we were using before. You just put your hands right there and open it up, and there you go. The other great thing is it's got this nice rubber handle, not just here, but also here. And it's ergonomically correct, which you know I love. And the handle actually spins, so that makes it a lot easier for you when you're doing a lot of big shot work. So that is kind of the framework of the machine. The other thing that this machine comes with are actually, let me grab it here and pull it into the camera view. It comes with all of the cutting pads that you're going to need. So it comes with a quick start guide, and in this guide they've got some tips for you, how to attach the handle, etc., etc. And I think on the back it has some images here for you to show you a few of the features. But let me run through what's included and kind of tell you about these platforms. So the platforms are now numbered, which makes life so much easier. We've got 1, 2, and then two plates that are 3s, and then a 4. I haven't had cutting plates that look this crystal clear in a long time, so that makes me really excited. But let me show you how easy it is to put together the sandwiches to cut and emboss your projects. So if you were looking at this and you see that this first one right here shows you how to put a sandwich together to cut thin dies. So you're going to need the platform number 1, which is this one. You're going to need platform number 2, which is this one. It's just a thinner kind of adapter platform. And then you're going to need 2 number 3s, which you have here. So we're not going to need number 4 to cut our thin dies. And I actually have something I can cut so I can show you guys. The great thing is this adapter here shows you the same thing as this one, because the only time you'd really need this is to cut the thinner dies. At least that's what I know for now. So let's put that together and let's cut something so I can show you how smooth this machine is. Before I move on, let me actually show you guys a couple other things. You've got some rubber feet on the bottom, so you want to make sure that you put it on a nice level surface when you're stamping. Maybe I'll put it this way, hopefully it's in camera view. Nice level surface, not when you're stamping, but when you're cutting or embossing, and make it so much easier. So I'm going to take the first plate and set it down. I'm building my sandwich here. The second plate, and then I'm going to take one of the number 3s, which is the cutting plate. This will be my first time cutting on this plate, so let's see how that will work. This is a sunflower from the Celebrate Sunflower stamp set, and I used it during a class that I did on Thursday. So I do an online workshop for my customers. I've just started doing them, so I'll be doing them once a month. And I'm going to place this flower here and then cut it out. I gave them a little tip on Thursday that with the sunflower, so that you're not sitting here and spinning trying to figure out how to place this, I actually suggested that they look for the little swoosh that's right there. And then you look on your flower for a very similar swoosh, and then you can line it up. It's pretty, a lot easier that way. So, looks like I got it just about on the first try. So I'm just going to stick that on here. Make sure I've got it the way I want it. And of course, I'm a little shaky on camera. You know how that is. Cynthia, I agree. These plates are so pretty. I hate to cut it, but you know what? We just got to do what we got to do. So I'm going to run this through. So far, so good. Aside from me shaking the camera. Okay. And let's see. Perfect. So now I've got my sunflower cut out. The really cool thing is that this machine is actually also made in a mini version. Now, we're not able to get the mini version just yet, but I can't wait for it so I can show you guys how that works. It's actually going to work exactly the same, just a smaller version. But the mini version, you can stamp, and you can actually carry it with you when you're going to places to craft, when you're traveling. It's a lot easier. It's super compact and adorable. But the minier version, you can cut out smaller framelets like this, and then I'm going to show you an embossing, a little embossing, I guess embossing folder that is perfect for the mini. Okay, let me get that on there. This isn't the magnetic plate. The magnetic plate that would go with this machine, you would buy it separately, and it's actually not available just yet. But I can't wait for that to come out because that magnetic plate has a self-healing platform. And so you don't need to put the cutting plate on it. You're going to be able to just die cut right on that magnetic plate, which means that the magnet is going to hold our little metal dies so much more sturdier. Okay, so I've cut that out, and I just wanted to show you guys that. But this size is something that would be great for the smaller one. So this machine, I believe, is 6 inches across, and then the mini, that's not available yet, but I just wanted to mention it, that's measuring about 3.5 inches across, to just give you an idea. So that's that, and I actually, let me show you the card I created on Thursday with these here. Let me dig it up. Here it is. So this was the finished card. A sweet little thank you card. And now, instead of fussy cutting all this out, I just die cut it. It makes crafting so much faster. All right. You'll see here on this card that I've actually got an embossing folder here that I used. And this is so pretty. Let me show you. I took the envelope, and I love to coordinate my envelopes with my cards. And so I ran this through the embossing folder, the same embossing folder I used for this, so that it coordinates together. And so you can just put that together, and whoever receives that will know that it's supposed to be together, and it's just adorable. Okay, let me show you a couple other things. So I showed you how to do the die cutting. Now let me show you some of the embossing folders. This new machine will actually emboss some of our old embossing folders, and I'm going to put a plate together or a sandwich together to show you how to do that. If you look at the sandwich here, the instructions, it says when you're using a standard embossing folder, you're going to need platforms 1, okay, and 2 platforms 3, and you're going to sandwich your embossing folder, your standard embossing folder, between those number 3 platforms. So here's one number 3. And then let me just grab some paper. I grabbed one of our new in colors. This is the Magenta Madness. And this is the Woodland embossing folder. That is one of our thinner, regular, standard embossing folders. So I'm going to sandwich it with another number 3. Like this. And we'll just run that through. Now, you never want to force the folders or the plates through your machine. If it's not going, then you need to double check your sandwich and make sure that you've got it correct so that you don't break it. So now that I've done that, let's open this up and see how this paper looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Just wanted to grab a little sample of a piece of paper, but I love dry embossing. Okay, now we've got some new, well, they're not that new, but we also carry some 3D embossing folders. This is one of the new ones in the holiday mini catalog. I keep calling it holiday, but the August through December mini catalog. This is a cobweb embossing folder, and it's 3D. 3D just means that it's a little bit bigger, a thicker embossing folder, and it gives a little more dimension when you are embossing with it. So let's check out the sandwich for that. You're going to need to use the platform number 1, which I have in my hand, and then for the 3D embossing folders, you're going to need the platform number 4. Number 4 is a specialty embossing folder, or I'm sorry, specialty platform. So it looks like this, and you see I've got number 4 here. This is not a cutting surface, and it just makes sure that you know that. The only time you're going to be cutting, you're going to be cutting on these. You're also going to be cutting on the new magnetic that platform that's not available yet, but not on this, okay, and not on this. So let's see here. We need number 1, and then we're going to sandwich our 3D embossing folder. Let me put a piece of cardstock in there, and I'm using our Just Jade, which is also a brand new in color. Stick that on there. Okay. We're going to put number 4 specialty plate on there, and then we're just going to run it through. And I'm telling you guys, even though my camera is shaking, the table is shaking, it looks like it's hard. It's not. This is going through so easy. Let's see how pretty this turns out. Okay, look at that. Isn't that great? I'm loving it. And then that's the reverse side. So that's our embossing folders. So if you have the older embossing folders, they will work with this machine as well. Let me see here if there's anything else I want to show. Oh yeah, let me show you this other card that I did the other night. For my online workshop, I had a special that if they spent $50 with me, they would get this embossing folder combo for free. And so let me see if I can find this embossing folder is also found in the holiday mini catalog. This catalog right here. Most of you guys probably have these catalogs. If you're a customer of mine, then you do. If you don't have this catalog yet, let me know, and I'd be happy to send one to you. So let me see if I can find what page this is on. Page 9. It went too far. Okay, so right here. So this is the wrapped in texture embossing folders. It's $8. It comes with 2, and you'll see here that it's got this little emblem that says mini. So that's kind of letting you know that when the new mini embossing machine comes out, die cutting and embossing machine comes out, that these dies would be perfect for this, okay? So this is actually part of this really pretty heartwarming hugs suite. But again, I used it on a couple projects that I did. I showed you this one just now with the sunflower, and I'm getting ready to emboss with this one. And so I used it on a couple of projects on my online workshop. And like I said, my ordering special was if they purchase $50 or more with me, they were going to get this sent to them for free from me. So here's the other embossing folder, and I'm going to run this through with our Whisper White. And so this is going to be a really simple one to do. I'm just going to take this Whisper White piece, and I'm actually going to sandwich it in here so that there's a little bit of Whisper White on either side. I just want to emboss this middle portion and leave the sides blank. Okay, so let's go back and look at our sandwich here so I can make sure I'm doing this correctly. So with our standard embossing folders, that's what I would consider this. This isn't 3D. I'm going to need a number 1 platform, and then I'm going to need 2 number 3s. So let's stick that in there. You can buy additional platforms like these because these are going to get scratched up and cut up when you're doing all of your scrapbooking and your card making. And so getting extra plates is a good idea. I also like to get extra plates that are strictly for embossing so that there's no cutting on them whatsoever. So I'll have a set that I'm using for die cutting, and I'll have a set that I use for just embossing, dry embossing. Okay, so here we go. We're going to run it through. Okay. So far, so good. All right. So you can see how beautiful that is. It just embossed in that little area. We've got a little bit of blank white space there. And then I'll show you the project that I made with this. And there it is. This is using the new Tag Buffet kit. What I did at the online workshop is I showed people how to create cards using that kit. So here it is. Isn't it beautiful? Let me show you a card where I didn't emboss it. Okay, so even though this card is adorable, the embossing just steps it up a notch. So if you thought you didn't need embossing in your life, think again. Isn't that cute? All right, let me go to the catalog because I think there's a couple of things I wanted to share with you guys from the catalog. Move this out of the way. Okay, you can find the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in the annual catalog. Let me show you the cover of that. Looks like this. Okay. You can find that on page 170 and 171, and then there's some accessories on page 172. So here is just a picture of the mini. Isn't that cute? It's like mama and baby. I love it. So we've got the larger one. This one's available right now for demonstrators. So I'm a demonstrator, so I was able to pre-order this and get this now. This will be available for customers starting September 1st. And this, hang tight on this one. We don't know when that's going to be available just yet. So when you get this, like I said, you'll get all the cutting plates and to make all your sandwiches, so you won't need anything else. And this particular machine is $120. And if you're feeling lucky, I'm having a stamping bingo at the end of this month on the 30th. And actually today's the deadline to register, and I do have a couple seats left. So this is the grand prize for that Stampin' Bingo. If you win that bingo game, then I am going to send you this brand new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And it's, I mean, who wouldn't want to win that? I mean, they're going to be so happy to get that in the mail. Okay, let me turn the page here and show you some of the accessories. So here's the base plate and die pack. You're going to get this already in your kit, so don't worry about this unless you ruined it and you needed a new one. Then this is the magnetic cutting plate that I had mentioned earlier. And this is the one that you're going to use when you're wanting to make the dies stay put. You don't want them bouncing all around. And earlier you saw I was kind of shaky a little bit when I was die cutting. This will help to prevent you from, having to mess with it too much. And the cool thing is, like I said, this is self-healing, a self-healing cutting mat. So I can't wait to see how that works. Here are the cutting plates. They're $11, and you do get a set when you order this. But if you do what I do with the embossing and you want another set for just the embossing folders, then you can pick up another set of those, and those are available for purchase now. The specialty plate is the one that I showed you that you need for the 3D embossing. And then we've got some impression mats. So there are some special dies, and I won't go into it right now, where it doesn't quite cut out the die, but it actually almost embosses it and then cuts around it. Well, that's a whole nother video. Anyway, so that's those impression mats. And then this is all the stuff for the mini. And when you get the mini, it's actually going to come with all of this, except for the magnetic plate, I believe. I think it's going to come with these items here. And then they're adhesive sheets. These sheets are great. I've had people ask me about these in the past. This is great for some of the real intricate dies. If you want, instead of using your glue and trying to put the glue on perfectly on the back of it, you would actually adhere the cardstock to these adhesive sheets, and then you would run the intricate die through the die cutting machine. And when it comes out, it's like a sticker. Okay, so you'll have adhesive on the back. And then, of course, the Take Your Pick tool is a must-have. This is the attachment that you can use when you are trying to get some of these dies out. So, like, check this die out here. You're going to have a lot of negative pieces that are going to fall out. Well, you want them to fall out, but some of them are going to be stubborn. So you're going to need the Take Your Pick die brush to kind of ease them out, okay? So that's that. I just wanted to share that with you. And I told you about the Stampin' Bingo. Now, if you're not feeling so lucky and you just know you want this, you can actually get this as part of your starter kit right now. And the starter kit is always a good deal. Let me show you where that's at in the catalog. It's back here on page 188. So the starter kit is only $99 and it's free shipping, but you get to pick out $125 worth of stuff. And they've given you an example here. These items here actually equal about $125 if you were to get all that. But if you really want the new machine, you want it now, you don't want to wait till September, or you could also do this same special in September. You could get the die cutting machine, which is $120, and then throw in maybe some basic pearls or some basic rhinestone gems. These are both $5 each, so pick one. Throw that in there. That makes the $125. You only pay $99. Don't have to pay shipping, and the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, plus whichever rhinestone or pearls you picked, will be sent to you in the mail. So if you guys are interested in that, you'll have to let me know, because once you buy the starter kit, I mean, there's no obligations to sell or anything like that, but you'll become part of my team, which is the Beehive. We've got a fabulous team all over the world. And also, you'll get discount on any Stampin' Up! Product that you buy going forward. Okay, so we can talk more about that another time, but I just wanted to share that idea and that opportunity with you. So I'm so excited about this new machine. Let me bring in the projects that I did, that I showed you again. This one and this one. And don't forget to emboss your envelopes as well. And then our new machine. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and portable. It's compact. It's not that heavy, actually. It's great. So if you have any questions about this, you want one for yourself, let me know. I would be happy to help you. All right. Well, this is Hattie from Honeybee Stampers tuning out. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.